Hello, and welcome back to Fucking Delightful. It's Asia. Again, it's always me. It's my vlog. Today we are at the Grafton Pub. This is my second or third time being here. Cool neighborhood spot in Lincoln Square. Very chill, huge. They have a open mic here behind you. Behind me? No, it's that way. I haven't been to that, but I hear it's really fun. So come down to Grafton Pub. I don't know why I always end up doing a commercial for where we are. No one asked us to do this. They didn't ask us not to though, so I think we're doing okay. I couldn't decide what to talk about, and my girlfriend suggested I talk about my recent burlesque performance. It was my first one, and it was super fun. And I've danced in front of crowds before. When I was young, I did ballet and modern dance and tap. And it was at this place called Christina. It's Christina Cultural Arts Center in Wilmington, Delaware, which was a great place. They provided different classes, especially dance classes, at lower rates, so everyone from the community could go to them. I had a lot of fun doing that, but I haven't really done anything similar to this in a while. There's so many deliveries happening right now. I guess I'm constantly, since I was a child, I've been choreographing dances in my bedroom. I assume this is something that everyone does. Yes, they have full bits. It's not usually burlesque bits. It's more of like hip hop videos that only star me. I never recorded them, thank God, but it's something I do in my free time, and then I stop and think, how strange is this? But you can't worry about this. You're allowed to do whatever you want when you're alone in your bedroom. So I guess I did something similar to burlesque before. In college, I was in one of our college's drag shows, and I didn't do drag, though there is a sort of drag that women perform as women. They're called bio queens, which is kind of a controversial term because biologically female isn't something you want to call anyone. Well, I don't want to call anyone that. But so I used my performance in the drag show as kind of a burlesque performance. And there were a bunch of people there, including a lot of the college staff. So I remember getting to the end of the stage and seeing someone who was in charge of residence life right at the end. But I think I was good and drunk by then, so I wasn't too concerned. I've always wanted to do burlesque though. It always seemed fun to me. I think there is a lot of similarities to drag. It has this element of glamour. It has elements of camp and humor. And then I also see both drag and burlesque as a performance of gender, like a hyper gendered performance. You do all the costuming and all the makeup and the fake lashes and a lot of glitz. You don't have to do glitz. You can make it whatever you want, but there's often glitz involved. So beginning of the year, I did the whole, New Year, New Me thing and bought a Groupon for classes at Vaudzilla. It's a burlesque studio, and they're really great. My friend had taken classes the session beforehand, and they really liked them. So I said, hey, why not? I've got free time, and this is something I've always wanted to do. And I really liked Vaudzilla because they are intentionally gender affirming, so no matter how you identify, you can take a class. And I think they're also about self-expression and making, burlesque isn't one thing. Burlesque can be whatever you make it. I'm not going to describe burlesque because I'm not an expert yet. But burlesque is definitely what you make it. It's what you think is sexy, what you think is interesting, what you think is fun. And I think they really embrace that. So I took classes for 8 weeks, and I'd have to come right off a shift where I was on my feet for 7 hours and then put on heels and dance for like another hour and a half. And I resented putting on heels every time because my feet hurt. But it does. I think it looks cooler. It's like one of the responsibilities or one of the things you had to do is learn how to walk and dance in heels. I don't wear heels a lot. I own a lot of heels, but I don't put them on. I just look at them sometimes and be like, that would look nice. I'm gonna put on Docs instead. That's for another time. But I bought a new pair of Docs that are heeled Docs, and I pretended like I had to. I decided that this was part of my costume, and I had to spend this money. I had to buy this new pair of shoes. So I was really excited about that. And there were, I think, about 8 women in my class, and it was taught by Ms. Mr., also known as Ms. Mr. Jr., a drag performer in Chicago, and she was amazing. Definitely, if you're thinking of taking Vaudzilla classes, I recommend going with her if she's available. And every class, we'd stop in the middle and talk about gender and being a woman and interacting with the world. And I think in the middle of our class, Trump's inauguration happened, so I'm talking about even gender even more, I think. I am, all the time, which is like, I'm already talking about gender on like a daily basis, and now I just do it more angrily. And what did we do? We did a lot of warm-ups, some floor work, team building exercises, and then Ms. Mr. choreographed a dance to Calvin Harris featuring Rihanna, This Is What You Came For. I think that's what the song's called. And I hate that song. I never told her that. She didn't ask. And I mean, it wasn't up to me. They're the instructor. They're in charge. And you gotta learn how to just work with what you have. Isn't that an important thing to do with burlesque? Work with what you have. I hope you're like taking notes on this and like the bullet points of burlesque from a absolute beginner. Make it your own. Work with what you have. This is going to be really important in your life at some point. And we practiced. And then we had 2 weeks off before the performance, and I didn't rehearse once, like not at all. I thought about it, and I worried about it, but I never actually put on the heels and tried. So the night came, and I rushed over to the theater, and I thought I was late, but it turns out it was early, and I hadn't finished my makeup, and there was no space to do the makeup, and I think that's like half the costume for burlesque, in my mind, is makeup. And I was trying to put on false lashes for the first time in years because I suck at it. Like gluing something to your eyes in a way to make it look pretty is really difficult. And the people who can do that are skilled, and I think they deserve a lot of respect from you. I figured it out, thank God. But so for the first, we went right after or right before the break in the show. And for the first 5 dances, I was just on my cell phone watching our taped rehearsal, and trying to remember what I was supposed to do. And then Miss Mister couldn't make it to the show, so one of my classmates was like, okay, it's time. I was like, what? And that's when I started to panic. But I worked through it. Panic is just a part of my life. I just learned to ignore it. Right before I went on stage, my bodysuit unsnapped. So like they were calling us out, and I was like hunching down trying to fix this. And then on my way out to the stage, I fell. I fell hard. I fell twice. The audience heard it. I heard them go, ooh, but I don't think they knew it was me because I like gathered myself immediately and just did the pose, just like, here I am, it's time to go. No one knows what's happening. I'm bleeding from the knee. That's part of the performance. Just ignore it. And I haven't watched the recording of it, but I am told by friends that I trust that it went well. I pretty much blacked out during it. Like, I remember everything leading up to it, and I remember the rest of the performances, but it went so quickly. And they actually played our song at twice the speed that we rehearsed it at. So it went even faster than I thought it was going to. I think I remembered everything, and hopefully I looked good. I know my makeup was on point, and that's really all I need to face the world. And so it was super fun. I want to take another class. I want to eventually do solo performances because this was a group performance. And I wasn't doing it to like break out of my shell or like find, my inner sexiness. I always wanted to get on stage and shake it. No, it always just seemed like fun to me. And I realized this morning when I was thinking about recording this that it actually is a huge deal that I went on stage. I was wearing clothing. I didn't ever get naked. I had a short skirt on, but I often have short skirts on. That's not like a change from my daily outfits. But this is a huge deal because there is a point in my life where I had a lot of body shame. I wouldn't even wear shorts in the summer. I would wear jeans the whole time and just pretend like it was fine. Just found that inner strength because I could not show anything, and now I just do not care. Like, I know that there are people who are going to judge my appearance no matter what I do, and that's their problem. And I often think that if you don't like the way I look, then you look away. Like, no one's making you. I'm not living my life for someone else. I'm living my life for me. And I think burlesque, in a lot of ways, is like finding out what you think is sexy and making it sexy. So I think something you also have to do in your personal life. Think about what you think is attractive. Think about what makes you feel good when you get dressed, when you get up in the morning. You can't worry about other people. And also, no matter what you look like, there's someone who's totally into it. And you probably will find them, or they'll find you eventually. But what's really important is that you're into it. And I'm somewhat conceited. I'm very into me. So I don't have that fear anymore of going out and not looking right. Also, I learned how to do my eyebrows, and I feel like that's really the confidence that you need. Just focus on what you like about you. And I think this is my first time talking about body positivity, which is super important to me, being fat and happy at the same time. Maybe I'll talk about it more sometime. So thanks for watching. This has been fucking delightful. Asia out.
Clap back, clap back, clap back, clap, clap, clap back.
Oh no, I have to get up. I wanted to pause. Oh yeah, okay. Also, I invented this dance move, and I want to show you all. I have to take off the mic now. It's called Newly Divorced 50-year-old Woman Dances Naked in the Moonlight. Okay? The hip-hop music, really, it works for this.